Hey guys, check out my new store on Etsy called Nina's Nightly Comforts, where you can find everything from men's t-shirts to women's cozy pajama dresses, men's and women's tank tops for those warm nights, throw pillows, a warm and toasty fleece blanket for those cool fall nights that are yet to come, a mug perfect for tea, coffee, or your favorite beverage, and last but not least, a limited supply of specially handcrafted by me dream catchers to capture all of your nightmares that my creepypastas will leave you with. Everything to get you comfortable and in the right mood to listen to your favorite creepypastas. You can find the link posted below in the description and also in my community tab. And if you haven't already, remember to subscribe to keep me in your nightmares. I can't stop thinking about the strange phone call I received and the creepy way that the man on the other end of the line said my name. It literally sent a chill down my spine. But then the more that I do think about it, the more I start to realize that it very well could have been someone from Halloween Scares. After all, no, I didn't give the company my phone number, but I did include my name and address, so they very well could have used a good old phone book to look me up. I don't recall opting out of having it put in there, which means that it isn't private. Knowing that makes me feel a little better, because at first I had been super creeped out. Wow, these Halloween Scares people really go all out, don't they? Who would have known, I think to myself. When I signed up, I thought that it would just be someone sneaking up on me one day, then jumping out and scaring the crap out of me. End of story. It's good to know that my money didn't go to waste and that they put so much time and effort into their scares. It is a little weird though. It feels like they are more of private investigators and that I'm being spied on, knowing how easy it was for them to get my phone number. I wonder what else they could find out about me. I've gotten a few more of those, I guess you could call them prank calls. And each time I answer, either the person on the other end says nothing at all, or breathes heavily into the speaker and then faintly whispers my name. Sometimes they say it so quietly that I can barely even hear them. I told Dex about the calls, and the only thing that he had to say about them was, "Don't answer when you get a call from an unknown number." I guess that's simple enough. So if they call again, that's what I plan to do. After the haunted house fiasco, I'm kind of hesitant to make plans to do anything else. As much as I love this time of year, I feel so horrible about what happened to Rocco. I kind of feel like it's my fault that he got hurt, since I was the one who invited him to come. But hoping that it would cheer me up, Dex made plans for the two of us to go on a haunted hayride this coming weekend, and he keeps urging me to ask Stephanie and Brianna to come along. Rocco's on bed rest. He can't leave the house unless he's going to the doctor, so he won't be able to come, which he's really bummed about. When his mom found out that he got hurt, she dropped everything and forced him to temporarily move back into her house so that she could look after him until his cast comes off. She's very protective of him, because not only is he her only son, he's also the youngest out of him and his three sisters. And when his mother heard the doctor say the word bed rest, well, let's just say she isn't taking it lightly. I've been keeping super busy with work. I went from working part-time, like only 20 to 25 hours a week, to now working 40. And don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining. I could definitely use the money and I love what I do. But Dex and I haven't been able to spend as much time together as we usually do, and I miss that. So I'm really looking forward to going on this haunted hayride. Suddenly my alarm goes off, pulling me out of my own thoughts. I get up off of the couch and head to my bedroom to get ready for work. I laid down to take a quick nap before I had to go in for the night, but then my mind started to wander. My hours have been crazy lately. Sometimes I'll go into work in the morning, and then other times I'll have to work a night shift, like tonight. After I get dressed, I grab my makeup kit, purse, phone, and keys, then start heading to the door. Just as I'm about to walk out I spot the Dunkin' Donuts box sitting on the counter in the kitchen, then hurry over and snatch a spicy ghost pepper donut and a bottle of water from the fridge. Once I arrive at work, it's super busy and chaotic. The night speeds by, and before I know it, my shift is about to end. I head outside to take my last break for the night before I have to pack up my makeup kit and clean up my station. The theme park that I'm working at for the next few weeks is getting ready to close down for the night. The last few stragglers are making their way to the exit now. I take the last couple puffs of my cigarette as I send Stephanie a text, inviting her to come on the haunted hayride. She texts back, responding that she would love to. I decide to wait to text Brianna because, to be honest, I'm not sure if I'm going to ask her to come yet. Of course I want her to, but she was pretty traumatized after seeing what happened to Rocco, so I'm expecting her to say no anyway. I put out my cigarette, toss it in a nearby trash can, and just as I turn around to head back inside, I catch a glimpse of something out of the corner of my eye. At first I ignore it because I'm not even really sure what it is. From where I'm standing, it just looks like a dark shadow, so I figure it could be anything. After all, it is dark, and the light from the moon is casting shadows all over the park. But just as I place my hand on the doorknob and gently start to twist it, the shadow moves, taking a step forward, and although it's still covered by darkness, now I can make out that it's actually the shape of a person. Any other time, it wouldn't be cause for alarm, but just knowing that they were standing there this entire time I was out here means that they were already there, like they were waiting for me, and then they remained there the whole time I was standing here. It almost feels like they're watching me. Once they realize I've noticed them, they take another couple steps toward me, and then stop and just stand there, watching and waiting, their looming presence sending a chill through the air. That's when my heart starts to race, and I pull the door open, rush inside, then slam it closed and lock it behind me. My coworker Dawn looks at me like I'm crazy as I stand there trying to catch my breath. "Are you alright?" she asks. I nod my head, then a moment later I finally manage to tell her. "I think someone from that app, Halloween Scares, is outside. They just scared me half to death." "Where are they?" Bethany, another girl that I work with, questions. "They were standing right across from the building, beneath a tree, watching me smoke my cigarette. When I spotted them and they started walking toward me, I ran inside, but they're probably gone now." "Well, let's go have a look, shall we?" Dawn says as she pulls out her cell phone and turns on the flashlight. The three of us huddle together, with Dawn taking the lead, and then head outside. I point out where I saw the person standing under the tree, and then me and Bethany stand huddled together close to the door while Dawn goes over to search that area. After a moment, she tells me, "There's no one over here, Sabrina. Are you sure you saw somebody and that your mind wasn't just playing tricks on you?" "Yes, I'm sure," I answer, sounding kind of offended that she doesn't believe me. Once we're back inside, Bethany says, "Wow, those Halloween Scares people are really good. I keep saying that I'm going to join the app, but I still haven't gotten around to downloading it." Then Dawn chimes in. "Yeah, when they do finally manage to sneak up on you, I hope you're prepared, because they're going to get you so good." An hour later, I'm still a little freaked out by the incident, so after clocking out, Bethany walks with me to my car. And after thinking about it some more, I realized that just like with my phone number, I didn't include my work address when I signed up to Halloween Scares, so in order for them to know where I was tonight, someone would have had to follow me here, and the thought of that really makes me worry. The next morning, I decide to text Brianna and invite her on the haunted hayride, figuring that even if she does say no, at least she'll know that I still reached out and asked her to come. But just like I thought, she's not interested even the slightest in coming. "I think I'll pass," she replies. "Look, I know you're still upset about what happened to Rocco at the haunted house, but Stephanie's coming this time, and we both really want you to come too." She texts back asking, "Have you even talked to Rocco since it happened?" "Of course I've talked to him, just not in a day or two because I've been really busy with work." "Why? Is everything okay?" "Well, he seems to think that someone pushed him and that it must have been one of the workers. And he said that he's been seeing some weird guy hanging around outside of his mom's house the last couple of days. He thinks that it could be the same person that shoved him inside the haunted house. Why would they be following him? I don't know. Maybe he's tripping. You know he's on all kinds of medication right now. Maybe he thought he saw someone that wasn't really even there. Yeah, maybe. But I'll make sure to give him a call or text him sometime today to check up on him. And will you please just think about coming with us? I know I promised you that last time it would be fun, and it turned out that it wasn't. So I want to make it up to you. Yeah, I'll think about it. Talk to you later. After texting back and forth with Brianna, I text Rocco. Hey, just wanted to check up on you. How are you doing? A moment later he replies, I'm fine, feeling better every day. Brianna mentioned something about you seeing someone lurking around outside your mom's house. Yeah, it's no biggie. Just think it's the same asshole from the haunted house, stalking me, trying to give me another scare. But if he's still hanging around here, once I get this cast taken off, I'm going to beat his ass. Hey, didn't you say that you were going to sign up for that Halloween scares thing I told you about? Maybe the person you saw was from there. Yeah, I was going to, but it couldn't have been them because I never got around to signing up. And I see no reason to now. It's not like they can come up into my mom's house to scare me. Man, this really sucks. Just sitting in the house all the time is driving me nuts. I wish I could go on the haunted hayride with you guys. I love my mom and everything, but I'm getting tired of seeing her all day, every day. Yeah, I can't even imagine how bored you must be, I reply, and then tell him that I have to go, and that I'll talk to him later. Over the next few days, I start to get more of those calls from the unknown number again, and I don't answer any of them, but that doesn't stop the caller from calling at least a couple times a day. And not only that, but I swear I keep seeing this same dark shadow that I saw at work the other night, almost everywhere I go. I tell Dex about it, and his reply is, That's what you signed up for, isn't it? Well, yeah, but I didn't know that someone would be following me around. It's kind of creepy. Can't you opt out and get your money back? No, I don't think so. I remember it saying something about no refunds in the rules and regulations when I signed up. That Saturday morning, I wake up to a text from Brianna. I'm shocked that she's actually decided to come along on the haunted hayride with us tonight. I wonder what changed her mind. You know what? Never mind. It doesn't even matter. I'm just glad that she's coming. So that night, Dex and I meet Brianna and Stephanie at the farm where the haunted hayride is located. While we're waiting in line, Stephanie tells us, I think Rocco is losing it. What do you mean? I ask. He texted me just a little while ago and said now he's starting to think that the person who's following him isn't someone who works at the haunted house. But the last time I talked to him, he told me that's exactly what he thought. So what did he tell you then? She pulls out her phone and shows us the text from him. The last one he sent her was from 20 minutes ago, and it says, I think I'm being haunted by a spirit or something. The four of us laugh it off and joke that all of that time being cooped up in the house must be really getting to him because he's starting to lose his mind. Finally, it's our turn to get on the hayride, so the four of us, along with another small group of people, climb aboard. Once everyone is seated, the wagon starts moving with a sudden jolt, causing us all to propel forward. We laugh, then resituate ourselves on top of the bales of hay as the ride proceeds. At first, we're all having a good time. Even Brianna seems happy as she points out all of the cool decorations. But then, all of a sudden, I start to get an uneasy feeling. The kind of feeling you get when you feel like you're being watched. And then I spot a dark shadow-like figure as we start passing through the cornfields. Look, do you see that? I shout, startling almost everyone. They all begin looking around, probably thinking that someone is trying to sneak up and scare us. But then after a moment, they all start to say, What are you talking about? See what? Where is it? I don't see anything. I can't believe that none of them saw it. I brush it off, figuring that maybe my eyes are playing tricks on me. But then a little ways up ahead, the wagon slows to a crawl, and as we're creeping along, I see the dark shadow again. I grab Brianna's arm tightly and start frantically pointing as I shout, "Look, there it is again!" Brianna squints into the darkness. "Wait, I think I do see something, over there by the barn." That's when everyone else on the wagon starts standing and looking over toward the barn. But although the figure is right in plain sight, and Brianna and I can see it clear as day, no one else can. Our guide starts yelling for everyone to please sit back down. Brianna can sense that something's wrong, and trying to reassure me that it's nothing to worry about, she says, "It's probably just one of the actors. You know, it is their job to scare us." Nodding my head, I answer, "Yeah, I'm sure you're right." I cuddle up closer next to Dex, and just as he places his arm around my shoulders, I push it off when I see the dark shadow once again. This time it emerges from in between the stalks of corn in the cornfields. Dex looks at me confused. "There it is again. Don't you see it?" I say, turning his head forcefully toward the direction where the shadow was lurking. This time Dex does see it, and he surprises the hell out of me when he stands and tells me, "Look, I'm going to tell this loser to leave us the hell alone and stop following our wagon, since he's freaking you out so much." "No, what are you doing? Get back here!" I protest as he hops off of the wagon and goes after the shadow. The guide, as well as me, Stephanie, and Brianna, are all yelling for him to come back, but he's already gone. And when the shadow sees him coming, it runs off and disappears into the cornfields. I beg the guide to stop the wagon, but he refuses and says that it's against policy. So the wagon keeps going, without Dex. And as if I'm not already a nervous wreck, not knowing where Dex ran off to and what in the hell is happening right now, the wagon starts slowly approaching a tunnel-like bridge. I can see that it's pitch black inside, and that scares me to death, because who knows if the shadow that I saw in the fields is in there right now. I start to panic and flip out. Tears are streaming down my face, and I'm damn near hyperventilating. "No, please just let me off. I don't want to go in there." Stephanie and Brianna try their best to calm me down. "Sabrina, what has gotten into you? You're never like this. You always love scary stuff," Stephanie says. Then the guide tells me as we start to enter the bridge, "Miss, please calm down and relax. I promise it's not that scary in there. We'll be out in no time." Realizing that I don't have a choice unless I plan on doing what Dex did and jump off of the wagon, I sit down in between Stephanie and Brianna. It feels a lot cooler once we enter the bridge. There are cobwebs dangling everywhere, brushing up against us as we make our way through. I lower my head as I think to myself, if I wasn't already so upset and worried about Dex, I might actually enjoy all of the cool animatronics and other decorations. Just as I look up to wipe the tears from my eyes, I catch a glimpse of something. Whatever it is, it's dark, about as tall as a person, and the more I let my eyes adjust to the darkness and get a good look at it, I'm pretty certain that it's the same shadow I just saw Dex run off after. I'm just about to open my mouth to scream when Brianna beats me to it. I turn around to see what's wrong, thinking that she must have seen the shadow too. But instead, I see that she's holding her arm, and blood is gushing from a giant gash in it. "Oh my God, what in the hell happened?" I question. She's so distraught that she can't even speak. "Didn't you see?" Stephanie asks. "No, I thought I saw someone. I was looking over in the other direction when she got hurt." She points to one of the animatronics. It's a Grim Reaper holding a scythe in one of its hands, and it's steadily swinging back and forth. "The wagon must have gotten too close, and it cut her," she tells me. Thankfully, after a few more minutes, the ride comes to an end. The three of us get off, and we're all panicking. Brianna's bleeding pretty badly. I'm sure that she's going to need stitches, and I still have no idea where Dex is. Just then, he comes running up behind us, out of breath. I explain what happened to Brianna and how I saw the same shadow in there, and that whoever it was may have been the one who did this to her. But he shakes his head as he tells me, "No, that's impossible. I've been chasing that asshole all over that damn corn maze, and the whole time he was always right there, just within my reach. But somehow he always managed to get away. I had my eyes on him the entire time, but then when I heard screaming, I came running, and I don't know where he went after that. I don't know what you think you saw in there, but there's no way that the person I was chasing is the same one that hurt Brianna. The hayride driver offers to call an ambulance to take Brianna to the hospital, but when we find out that it's going to take almost 30 minutes for them to get here, we decide to just take her ourselves. When we arrive, I spot an ambulance pulling up at the exact same time. Dex drops me, Stephanie, and Brianna off at the emergency entrance while he goes to park the car. Just as we're on our way inside, the paramedics start wheeling someone covered with a white sheet in on a stretcher. The stretcher bumps into the curb as they're trying to get it up over it, and the sheet slides partly off, causing me to gasp in shock. Oh my god, is that Rocco? Stephanie glances over. No way, it can't be. I just talked to him right before we got on the haunted hayride. I rush over just as the other paramedic gently places the sheet back over his face. With tears in my eyes, I ask, "Excuse me, but this is my friend. What happened to him?" "Miss, I really shouldn't be telling you this, but it appears he suffered a massive heart attack." "But that doesn't make any sense. He's a healthy 19-year-old. People that young don't die from heart attacks." "Actually, that's not true. Although it's rare, it does happen. And his mother informed us that he did just have surgery on a broken leg." "Yeah, so what?" "Well, he very well could have had a blood clot that nobody knew about, and it traveled to his heart. We won't know for sure until an autopsy is performed. I'm very sorry for your loss, miss," he says as he guides the stretcher into the hospital. As Stephanie and Brianna stand there crying, the only thing I can think is I've never seen anyone die of a heart attack with such a terrified and shocked look on their face. And then my mind wanders back to all of the text messages that Rocco's been sending us, and how we all laughed it off when he told Stephanie that he thought something supernatural might be after him. A feeling of uneasiness washes over me, because now that I think about it, I guess he could be right. Maybe I've been the one that was wrong all along, and the calls that I keep getting and the strange dark figures looming in the darkness and following me everywhere I go might not be someone from Halloween scares like I thought. And if Rocco was right, it could only mean one thing: that whatever it is followed us from the haunted house. And if it already got him, that must mean it's coming for us all next. Don't forget to subscribe for new stories weekly. See you next time on
Nina's Nightmares.
Really? You're supposed to click the like button, not me. Ugh.